Tenno Camp is best camp. Move.
Good to know.
Let's see what we got going on here.
You son of a... Thank you, Helix Sleep, for sponsoring this video. My sleep schedule sucks balls.
Alright. We're going to be running another quick cow mission.
Which is,
Spoiler alert for anybody who has not hit the new war.
Sent me that mattress about 8 months ago, and I already had a mattress that I spent it for minimal.
Spoiler alert.
And I still have slept on my Helix every
Leave now.
night. You don't know
Do
how
not
your
watch this.
Can you sleep on someone else's? Oh, you sleep on sheetrock. Is that why you're always such a big... Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses and bedding customized to fit your needs, and it is conveniently shipped right to your door. You got a 100-night sleep trial, you got a 10-year warranty, there's flexible payment options, and I know it's tough picking a mattress online, but that's why they have Sleep Quiz. To match the perfect mattress for you. Like, I'm a side sleeper, I like medium firm, they found the perfect mattress. So if you're looking for a new bed, check out Helix, or click the link below, helixsleep.com/MrGG,
Yep,
and get
just running a quick cow mission.
Your Helix mattress, plus 2 free
Like
pillows.
I said before in my last video, I like doing the cow missions. They're just like,
1997.
it's a good way to take a break without taking a break.
Yeah, not that one. So I definitely saw this movie at some point when I was
And
younger, because I've always known of the concept.
it's a good way to earn
This
shards.
gargantuan Rubik's Cube of doom, where some rooms are safe, some rooms are
Earn
not.
shard
And if you
rewards.
die in one of the trap rooms, it's gonna be gruesome
Where is
shit.
that other one?
I
Oh,
have
there we go.
always loved it, without ever rewatching the movie. Realistically, I didn't know if the movie was good. I couldn't name you one
right here.
character. I couldn't tell you anything that happened in the movie. It's just from the concept I remembered, I adored it. And I can't properly explain it, but this bizarre trap room maze, this glass puzzle house filled with a roster of ghosts, that's my shit. I don't know how to categorize that, it just is. So a handful of people are waking up in a cube-shaped room with no knowledge
There
of
we
where
go.
they
I need
are,
to
how
get
they
rid of
got there,
that.
or why they're there. They eventually all find each other and slowly discover they each have a set of skills that can aid in
And I
their
need to
escape
make it
from this
through
maze, chosen by accident. So if no
without
no
getting
modern
veiled
guidance,
or
they traverse
dying.
the
That's
dangerous
one.
structure, praying for an
I need to
exit.
find 3 of those Pazuzu things. That's another one.
He's a doctor. Ren's an escape artist. Levin is phenomenal at math, which plays a huge
nothing in
role
here.
in discovering the coordinates of the cubes. Worth actually helped build the outside of the cube, but he holds on
I know
to the
one of them
information
is,
for one. And Kazan is intellectually disabled, but can help the group
complete the mission in 15 minutes. I never do those because
I would never refer to this film as scary. It's honestly just a really fun watch. So, let's watch it for the first time in I don't know how long. I will also have some more behind the scenes in a bit. Enjoy. We begin our cube journey with the fella on the cover, and he does just about as much as we see here.
I don't like.
Oh my god, I got as fresh as Kanye whiskey on right now. If only he knew.
Come on, go.
Ooh, Ghost ship ain't got shit on this. I thought that was going to be a transition to like the title. I thought that was the beginning of a title sequence. That was supposed to be in the universe. Got it. So the people who will actually be alive for the foreseeable future start to find each other. And you immediately feel everybody's energy. Renz is conniving and won't stand for shit. Also horny.
Don't you want to go down there and die?
Suck on it. Levin is a panicky dweeb. Worth might as well be asleep. And I've been debating how to describe Holloway, and her best description is just describing her. She's the older white woman of the group. Whatever you just thought, that's her character. You fucking racist? Kazan gets here a little later, but I mean, he's You know, I already told you.
Oh,
he's quirky. And Quentin is just serious. He is so intense through every line. So much so that he got bullied for it. Like the actual actor, Maurice Dean Wint, was messed with on set. Okay, so the guy who plays Worth and Kazan, along with Vincenzo, are all buddies. And Worth and Kazan hated actors, despite being actors themselves. So when Maurice came along, acting and shit, Worth would legitimately get irritated at every line delivery of his. So he tried to make Maurice's time on set a little shittier whenever he could. It's kind of fucked up. He doesn't mention what he did exactly, but he's just like, yeah, Maurice was a nice guy, but I was a young dickhead who hated the fact that he was doing his job. So if any of you ever meet Maurice, give him a compliment on my behalf. Tell him, hey, little birdie told me that, you could fuck up a harmonica? See the way he was picking it up? I thought he was gonna hit him with a stutter. Right there. That would have been sick. RKO maybe?
And shit.
Hey, come on, leave her alone. She was just leaving.
Alright.
Who says her name? Come on, that's funny.
I still haven't figured out how to get in this shit. Anybody knows how? Let me know.
You keep that one in.
I've looked everywhere, tried everything. I mean, you know, could always look it up, but why do that? It's supposed to be fun. But I know there's gotta be a way to get in here.
Oh fuck.
Wait, here?
Besides doing that dumb shit.
To see if anybody comes?
No one's gonna come. I wouldn't be so sure, Warren. Levin. Oh, it's Levin. You keep that one in. Pierogies.
You gotta save yourselves from yourselves.
He's gonna die, isn't he? Like right now? Just starting or changing careers, WCC is here for you. Our accredited courses and degree programs can move you forward toward a new career, promotion, or advanced degree. Credits are transferable, and tuition is the most affordable in the county. Students can take classes at the main campus or a convenient extension location. Many programs are offered online as well. See where Westchester Community College can take you. Register today. You gotta keep moving forward. We'll beat this. Together.
3 seconds later.
Ah, fuck.
Okay, that didn't work out the way it was supposed to. It was supposed to drop the damn thing on their head. Ah, come on. Where'd he come from?
What the fuck is this guy's deal? 1-800 contacts. You can't have my brand. That looks pretty good. You just kick him off. Well, look at your fucking empty, give it a face.
Get away, get away, get away, get away.
Don't try. Keep your head down. Keep it simple. Just look at
Run for your life.
That's what he said.
Oh my god. He's trying to kill me.
Funny. You're fucked. Artist. You just got fucked. You didn't notice it. You didn't acknowledge it. Now you may be starting to wonder,
Let's
is
go
the
this
whole movie
way.
just this? Just different colored box
How about
rooms?
that?
It absolutely is. And I'm not going to take that kind of tone from you again. The director, Vincenzo Natali, knew getting this film financed was going to be a struggle, so he made sure to try and reduce his costs as much as possible. And he also made a short visit for people to understand what he was going for. That short was called Elevated, a story about strangers
I will set you free.
that is now quickly being identified as a safe haven from a monstrous threat lurking about. Panic and distrust looms through the ride back up, but it's a fun shirt with that similar claustrophobic feeling and close quarters shooting techniques that are used in Q.
Okay,
Now,
so
Vincenzo
that's
believes
one.
that the film turned out better because of its small budget. But this is too good of a thing to not point out. One fun thing he did mention, if he did have a bigger budget, was the casting of the old man Renz. He's the escape artist you saw in the beginning of the movie, and that's why he's so knowledgeable. He's the perfect person you'd want help situation. But he does. Vincenzo saved a lot of money by just making one cube. So you can see it when they're opening the door in the back shot. And to show different rooms, he would just put in different colored panels. He was also hiring some of his friends as cast members. The special effects were done for free, which, I mean, they look like it, but it was still super early for CGI. Even the amazing group of makeup artists they worked with presumably lost money on their end working on this movie. The entire slice and dice scene in the beginning of the movie, all practical. It just all kind of worked out for Vincenzo. Even though Cube bombed in theaters, at least in Canada, which isn't something you want for everything works out for Vincenzo.
Okay, 3 out of 5. I need 2 more.
Money. They brought the movie to France, and it did great.
Everybody spot them, let me
Once
know.
it got to the U.S. on video, everybody was rushing to rent the movie. So, why did bomb in
Ooh,
Canada?
that was close.
Vincenzo thinks that back then, it was tough for a small indie film to be seen, even if it was local, because the perception was that the public just wanted to see the big, sexy American movies. That is, until a little nugget of a movie came out called The Blair Witch Project, which threw that shit out the window, breaking a lot of ground for indie films. So much so that he actually wishes he made Cube after The Blair Witch Project was made. But alas, here we are. Also, small fun fact, in this newspaper clipping from the Times Colonist, Vincenzo discusses a possible Cube sequel that he'll have nothing to do with because he's moving on to his next project, a movie called Splice, which he in fact did direct. This
another one to do
is from
things.
1999.
How
Splice
in
came
the
out a
fuck
decade
do we
later
get
in 2009.
over there?
That sucks. Anyways,
What?
let's keep watching Cube. So at this point, Levin deduced that the safety of a room depends on whether or not the number at the door is a prime number or something. I wasn't listening. And that works until it doesn't, and almost gets Quentin killed. They find Kazan, well, they unknowingly drop him into the room, but don't worry, Levin breaks his fall. And ironically enough, Quentin is ready to beat Worf's ass because he can't stand his aloof demeanor, and he also thinks he knows more than he's saying, which he's absolutely right. The jig is up, and Worf admits to building the outer shell of the cube. We don't get many answers past that, but this just helps dorky ass, dweeby ass, like most important character, hands down. These people would have been low main hours ago without her. Levin have another epiphany that the cube is using Cartesian coordinates, look it up, dumbass, to tell you where each cube is located. So she thinks she can bring them to an outer shell cube to see what's out there.
Oh, wouldn't that have been nice?
They have a teeny tiny
Kill
issue.
his
They have to
ass.
get through a trap room that is triggered by sound. So as long as they're quiet, they can DK swing through this no problem. But one member of the group is a bit...
Snake, snake, snake. Smart.
Oh, he gonna try to get me. As soon as I walk out of here, he gonna try. Watch.
I was making so much money with DoorDash. I wanted to earn money in my free time, but I didn't want to go out and get a boring 9 to 5. That's when I found out how much money my friend was making with DoorDash. There are opportunities in over 4,000 cities. Signing up was super easy. And before long, I was already making deliveries. Now, I get to make my own schedule and keep 100% of my tips.
Your mother. The
Download the
biatch.
DoorDash driver app and get started today.
Okay.
Dad, aren't you full of projects?
That you 2 bits worth?
For what it's worth.
Like that.
Bullshit. You knew from square one. You
what?
Come on.
Leaving him behind.
He's unpredictable. When we get to the edge, we can come back.
See how
to it,
many
but
of
he'll
these
get
shits I
somebody
can
killed
kill
here.
on the stealth.
Fuck that guy.
Yo, man. Stick it up your ass.
Oh, is he sure? Did he do something?
Ah,
How was
damn
Worf
it.
sure that he's gonna be quiet? I would not go down while someone else is going down. They are not fucking me over. Hey, don't hate him. Don't hate him. Yeah, fuck that guy. Oh no, he's gonna say something.
Go, 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 go. Ah, shit.
There's no way they both die right now. And this dude, Quentin, sure as hell ain't dying.
He's endangering the pack.
Let him go, you nasty!
Ah, maybe I shouldn't have did that.
Hey, in terms of
Run,
the
run, 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 run. Still behind me?
that's mean as
Ooh,
hell.
upstairs. Go, 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 go,
Yeah,
go,
let's
go,
chain for Quentin too. I don't know who to side with anymore.
He's right, Quentin. You're too heavy. I'm the lightest after 11. Anyways, it's my time.
Okay, this was harder one time, but now it's super easy to
All I saw
predict.
was
So
the outer
you gotta
shell
go
and then
now.
just an abyss.
You
What
gotta
were they
go
trying to
now.
get her to swing to? Just another part of the cube?
I'll try swinging over there.
Swinging over where? Also, you guys can scoot forward like there's a wall? Oh, okay. Alright, Quentin. You would have slid right out like butter, my guy. There's no way it breaks off at the last second. Oh, okay, I was about to say.
Roundy.
No. Quentin. Oh, she just called you a Nazi. She called you something that you clearly aren't. Alright, so as you can clearly see, Quentin has gone off the deep end. Hey, you know who else went off the deep end? Now, don't get me wrong, Quentin's always been a bit of a wad, but I just didn't think he'd actually murder a woman. Maybe this John Cena FU in the beginning should have been a red flag. So the rest of them don't immediately know he killed her. They just think they couldn't hang on. But regardless, Quentin immediately hounds Levin to start cranking numbers again to get to the bottom of the shelf for a better chance at an exit. But she's struggling because, at least in their minds, they all just kind of let Holloway die about 90 seconds ago. Or suggest some sleep to get their heads right, so they decide to take along.
Give me a gun. Give me a goddamn gun.
Where he tries to wake her up, but also persuade her to get moving without the risk. He starts talking nonsense. I mean, he's gone full nuts. Then he starts feeling up on her and she pushes him away. I'm sorry. I just want to know if it's big. Where did Kazan swoop in, but then he gets beat by a boot? Hey, this film is here. And then Quentin just throws him down a cube to see if that room's safe. He doesn't die.
Beacon over here somewhere.
I know where the exit is.
Is there a spider in her hair?
Back off, Quentin.
I just want to know. Yeah, why have we forgiven him for being a murderer?
Okay,
Yes.
545. Did you get that?
What is a beacon over here somewhere? I can saw your bitch ass.
I don't like your attitude. Levin has done everything. Everything.
I can factor that.
Oh shit.
Can't even start on 567. It's astronomical.
Shut up, bitch.
He's a math whiz!
I thought, boy, he's a genius.
I'm not gonna laugh at that joke,
now.
Quentin. You should get your ass beat for that one.
Let's have some fun. Oh, there we go. Get it. Don't you.
Let's go.
Is he dead?
There we go. 4 to 5. Ooh.
This dude, Quentin sure as hell ain't dying. Smooth, baby, smooth. So he's dead, right? He ran through that pretty quick. Unless he's not dead. And he tries to take someone here in the end or some shit.
Got him. Got him.
That's right. He goes back to Weirhole. We hardly knew ye. Was his name Kazam? Isn't that the Shaq movie?
Are they all coming up to me? Oh yeah. Look at this shit. It's a whole army of these little shits coming.
The cube will have a bridge to the exit for only a specified amount of time in one specific
Yo,
cube.
coming up here,
To
coming
get
up
there
these
and
damn
identify the
stairs.
trap rooms on the way, Levin is going to need a calculator to make sure of things because she's working with such large numbers.
Oh shit, the
But
deacon did
I
come
did
with
tell
him.
you
God
Kazan
damn
would
it.
have something to offer as well. According to Wikipedia, he is an autistic savant and the only one capable of dishing out the numbers she needs in the time they have. On the way there, Worth finally decides to get rid of the dick and send Quentin to the graveyard, so they rush to the exit. They lose Kazan for a little bit, but quickly get him back, and the exit is right where Levin said it would be. I wouldn't take too much time, guys. Just a suggestion. What are you... Guys? Guys. Get out of the cube!
Thank you. His ass the fuck out of here. Bitch ass deacon.
Quentin Tarantino. Not Levin, bro. Come on. Levin had to make that one. Shaking my head. This is also technically Worth's fault for throwing the little pity party. Also, there's no way my guy
damn
would
it.
snuck up on you guys. The fucking doors are loud as shit. Okay, so this is gonna be the bad ending. Everything is going wrong. Worf decides he's a sad baby at the last moment. The way I feel guilty for building this. Quentin finally gets those
Cow
backshots he's
is
been beaten for,
good.
kills
Cow
the
is
most
killer.
important character in the movie. Who didn't like Levin? How dare you? Kazan actually gets out, but not without Quentin right behind. Yeah, baby.
Reload the bullshit. Oh, now it's a whole army of y'all. Really?
Let's go, Big K. I swear, if he just walks off the ledge right now.
Oh, this gun sucks.
Don't hit me with credits. Don't you do it. Don't you do it, you cheeky bastard. Touche. Full hockey Shay. Shay Carl, baby. Oh my. Okay, so I was not wrong in my assumptions. I do like this movie. I missed this movie. I'm glad I watched it again. Cube, baby. Cube. The Godfather to a lot of you pussies on the market right now. That was fun. I had a good time. I just don't know how to explain it. I
really
love
didn't
it.
give me
Even
no damn
as
grenades.
cheeky as it is,
Seriously?
we don't get an answer as to
Can I get a grenade?
practically
Oh.
nothing gets answered. The why, what,
Oh,
how,
I need
we got
you.
crumbs
Come here,
in
buddy.
the thing. And whether those questions are answered in the sequel,
I just feel like it's set up.
who gives a shit? It's not Vincenzo's answer.
I feel like
I
it's set
definitely
up.
am open to
Watch the
watching
people
those
catch
as
me.
well as a 2021 Japanese remake of the movie, just so I could see how much they probably suck in comparison to this one. But then I can compare them. Lionsgate is also apparently trying to hear out some pitches for a remake, but I mean, we'll see where that goes. I'll be here watching Vincenzo's Cube in the meantime. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, try to hit 1 million in 2023. Beautiful patrons, here they are. I release exclusive videos on Patreon monthly. New barware and clothes at inviz.tv/MrGG. And as always, I am Mr. GG, and I am out.
Okay. Is there some wait. What is hidden?
If you were haunted by a killer clown that was out for blood, what would you do? This deranged freak has been waiting to murder you for years.
Oh, come on.
And now he's back with a vengeance. I'm going to break down the mistakes made when you should do, and how to beat the killer clown in stitches. These kids have no idea they're They've all gathered to celebrate Johnny's 10th birthday when they hear this car come driving down the road and head outside. Excited to cheer the arrival of Stitches, the birthday clown. Driving up to the house, the car comes to a stop and a man gets out. Tommy's mother scolds him for showing up late, but the clown doesn't care and demands cash up front. But this will be the last paid gig of his life. After taking her money, the clown starts performing for the kids inside the house, but the children aren't amused. Frustrated, he asks for the birthday boy and everyone points towards Tommy here. The clown walks towards him and reaches out to pull a coin, giving it to the boy as a gift. That's when he brings up the hat of mystery, showing everyone an empty hat. Before this kid pours a drink into it, ruining the trick. Next, he pumps up a balloon and asks the kids what animal they want to see. This kid asks for a stegosaurus, but Stitches tells him that he can only manage to make a dog. They complain of the clown as he tries his best to make something resembling a dinosaur, but it's clear these kids are determined to give the man a hard time. Then someone pops his balloon while Stitches tries to salvage his clown act. They watch as he fails to juggle, deciding to bring out a skeleton as a mine. This nerdy kid throws a scoop of ice cream at the puppet and knocks it out of his hands. He moves on to juggling as one of the children ties his shoelaces together, but that's when Tommy here throws a soccer ball at the clown.
Y'all can't just let me fire my little shit in peace? No, huh?
And falls to the dishwasher. Worried, the kids slowly walk over to check on the man, when suddenly he gets back up and turns around to the kitchen as piercing to his face. Terrified, the party gets to run off and leave Tommy to face the man alone. Stitches here removes the knife from his head and tries to stab the kid, but that's when he trips on a puddle of blood. The blade goes flying up into the air.
I think I figured it out. I think I might have figured out how it is, because it's gotta be up there somewhere.
Days later, Tommy looks for a pair of binoculars to see the funeral service for the clown. Feeling guilty, he picks up the man's toy flower and leaves his house. He arrives at a cemetery and puts the toy down in Stitch's grave.
Oh, wait a minute.
All of them to see what's going on and enters his old tavern.
Wait a minute.
Ritual to their clown code. The cultists recite a phrase and finish their ceremony, when suddenly Tommy is pulled out of hiding by one of the clowns. Their leader warns them that a clown can't rest in peace if they fail to finish a party.
I think I might have figured it out. Finally.
On all 7 kids.
Is it here?
This is not good. Not only has a clown died in this kid,
Your mother.
we just learned the clown's soul won't rest until he's come back to finish the job. His balloon animals were bad enough the first time around, and nobody in their
Oh, come on. What is going on here? Why are y'all trying to kill me? Just leave me alone, please.
And since Tommy here is being king, he doesn't know what to do next. But if it were me, I would try to use the satanic clown cult to find a way to stop Stitches from coming back as the living dead altogether. Otherwise, I'll have to live my entire life worried that every birthday party will be my last. During the clown ritual of the graveyard, it sounds like the clowns are speaking in Latin. This actually makes sense because the origin of clowns dates as far back to ancient Rome, developed theatrical caricatures that represented the poor labor class. In fact, the word clown was language originally poor or peasant.
What? Get off me. What?
I might be able to find an ancient book or literature on the internet that will lead me to more clown rituals.
That was such...
Unfortunately,
that was such a glitch. That was such a fucking glitch. Oh, that was a glitch.
The average clown doesn't sign his
big time glitch.
So I wouldn't be able to just ask around about Stitch's clown friends without drawing a lot of suspicion. But
he was nowhere, yo, he was not even close.
That Stitches here had several girlfriends that could give me background on his life.
Damn, so that means I missed the big one.
Where Stitches lived and hung out. I would do this by getting more info from Tom's mom, but even if his phone number isn't enough to find out more about him, we know from the cross placed above Stitch's burial site that his real name was Richard Grindle. The newspaper article covering the clown's death also states that the location of the party was in Enniskerry, Ireland, and Enniskerry only has a population of 1,889 people as of 2016, which means that it shouldn't be too hard to track these girls down just by using Richard's full name. I would do this by going to the local grocery store or pub to see if anyone had seen Richard before, and with a man that lived and worked in clown paint probably stuck out like a sore thumb, so learning who his companions were shouldn't be too hard. Once I find one of these ladies, I would ask them to lead me to where he lived so I can search through his things. This will hopefully give me more background on how to find the clown cult members. It's fair to think that the kid is too young to be doing any of this, but
now I'm getting my ass kicked. Come on.
The clown died of this kid's
That's some bullshit.
and that he's experiencing severe trauma from
This is
As horrifying as it would be, this gives us a lot of leeway to make ridiculous requests, and the locals will be much more accommodating because of it. We could simply say that we wanted to keep his clown nose to help us process the trauma, and it might lead us to the rest
Where the hell did they all come from anyway?
Find out more. Now, confronting a clown cult seems like a bad idea, but when Tommy comes head-to-head with the clowns in the graveyard, they don't hurt him, because they say he's not their charge. So why would it be in any danger? Based on the clown's ritual after Stitch's death, it also looks like their supernatural power comes from praying to a clown like God. And although this seems silly, throughout tons of ancient mythology, there have been gesture-like gods and tricksters that humans used to pray to and offer sacrifices in return for favors. In Greek mythology, there was Hermes, who was mischievous and clever, and often referred to as the god of thieves. In Norse mythology, Loki, the god of mischief, was a shapeshifter whose allegiance would change from time to time. All it will take is finding out which god the clowns are praying to.
All I'm trying to do is find the damn secret.
Traditions and beliefs.
Y'all won't let me.
He wakes up for school and heads downstairs. He walks out to the kitchen helping his mother out with breakfast, but as they sit down to eat, the kid hallucinates that food on his plate looks like a clown's head. He's still traumatized by what happened 6 years ago, and his mother questions if there's anything wrong. Tommy lies, saying that he's upset she won't be around for his birthday, but his mother insists that she has urgent work on that day. She suggests that Gene call his friends over while Tommy refuses to eat his food, taking his anti-anxiety medication to school. His friend Vulture arrives at the same time while Vinny here smokes a cigarette outside and tries to pick a girls. Richie and Kate here get called out while walking into the school building. Tommy goes to his locker, seeing this tall student hitting on Kate, his only child friend. He hides behind the locker door and watches as she scolds her boyfriend for not calling her. They walk away, and just as he shuts the door, his blonde girl Sarah asks Tommy for her homework. That's when her boyfriend Paul sneaks up from behind and kneels down. The girl pretends to flirt with Tommy before pushing him over the other kid's back. The bullies tease him while he's down and walk off. In class, the students are given a test, while the boys notice a good-looking girl in the classroom. Tommy interrupts his friend during the test to ask if he's free on Saturday, inviting him to watch movies with him. Hearing this, Vinny asks him to invite the other boys, but Tommy refuses to host a party, terrified that if he does, Stitches will return. That's when the others overhear him and ask about their plans. The anxious kid insists that there isn't a party going on, when suddenly, he hallucinates their teacher with a clown telling them to quiet down. That's when he reaches down and grabs his friend by the seat of his pants. Suddenly, the teacher tells Tommy that his time has come, and he snaps back to reality. The man tells him that the exam is over, and it's time to hand in their papers for marking. In the sports hall, the students get ready for a grueling session of physical exercise. The teacher insults each and every student, trying to get them motivated to play. Meanwhile, Tommy's friends wonder why he isn't hosting a party in his gigantic free house. Vinny walks over to their other friend, suggesting they host a surprise party for the anxious kid, and Richie thinks it's a bad idea. Later, Vinny approaches his anxious friend and insists they host the party. Kate and Dan are about to break up, so he can slide right in if she shows up. Before he can speak, he demands Tommy think before the ball comes his way, and he misses the hoop by a mile. That night, the anxious kid climbs into his treehouse and peeks through his telescope to make sure nothing strange has happened in the cemetery. He's terrified that hosting the party will resurrect the clown, reminded by the coin from his 10th birthday, and looks through his telescope again to see Kate arguing with her boyfriend on the phone. The next morning at school, he invites his friends to his house on Saturday for the party of a lifetime. Walking out of the room, he spots Kate being scolded by a teacher for wearing red boots to school. She laughs in his face, and the man gives her after-school detention for not taking him seriously. He runs off to punish another student, while Tommy stops her to ask if she's free on Saturday. Kate tells him that she might be going out that day with a few of her girlfriends, but Tommy asks her to bring them along. Later in the hallway, the boys confront him about the house party, mentioning that he's bringing all of his boys to come crash. The girl pretends to make out with him, pushing the anxious kid, and telling him he'll be there on Saturday, whether he likes it or not. Outside, Vinny tells him that 32 people have already been invited, and this is going to be the biggest...
Oh, now they want to bring out the damn deacon? Seriously?
This will be the biggest mistake of his life. Okay, Tommy here knows that he's cursed to have a dead clown come back from the grave to seek vengeance after dying a death by knife to the face. He's already starting to see visions of Stitches coming back to kill his friends, and it looks like this party is going to happen, whether he likes it or not. If it were me, I would prepare myself for Stitch's inevitable arrival and try to fight back against him when he comes to my party. Vinny here is Tom's best friend, and aside from him and Kate, it doesn't look like Tommy has a great relationship with any of the other kids that attended his 10-year-old birthday party. Which means he really only has to worry about whether they make it out alive or not. If you think about it, having everyone come to his house and using the other students as bait is actually a great way to get rid of the curse before Tommy has to go to college, where he will probably have to go to plenty more parties. Before the party begins, I would put a tracker on Vinny and Kate or turn their cell notifications
I'm with y'all.
That way, I can figure out where they are in the house as I try to trap and keep Stitches away from them. Once the party has started, Stitches will show up, and since Tommy is the birthday boy, he will be looking for him. At Tom's first birthday party, Stitches performed for everyone, but asked who the birthday boy was in order to perform a coin trick. When Stitches arrives, I would show him the coin to let him know it's me, and lead him out to the graveyard mausoleum where the clown cults congregate. Instead of taking on Stitches right there and then, I would face off with him in the graveyard to lead him away from the others, but also to get rid of Stitches and the clown cult's weird clown eggs, all in one shot. When the boy wandered into the crypt to spy on the clown cult, he saw them with a bunch of strange eggs, and since this is clearly a religious ceremony, there's no question that these eggs have some kind of spiritual significance in them. If they've already threatened that it'll come back and are this confident about it, then these eggs might somehow be important to Stitches' immortality.
Oh, here we go with this bullshit. Where are y'all all coming from? Your mother.
Ever having a social life again. Before the party starts, I would set up explosive devices in the mausoleum to destroy it and Stitches at the same time. Getting an explosive device would be hard, but improvised ones can be
no.
basic household cleaning solutions. There's also only one entrance to the mausoleum, so I would have to create a second way out of it before the party even started. The mausoleum is old and made of stone. It has a few windows that I can widen so I can fit through it on the other side. Once I have Stitches in the mausoleum and away from Vinny and Kate, I would set up the explosive, sending Stitches straight back to where he came from. On his birthday, Tommy cleans the house before hearing a knock on the door. His friends surprise him, having come early to get the place prepared, and walk inside with all the essentials. After they get
Come on, yo, how?
First drinks of the night, and later, the rest of the party arrives. It's absolutely massive, and all of these underage kids are having the time of their life. Tommy comments to his friends on the amount of people who showed up, and that's when Vinny notices the pretty girl Mary walking. He makes it clear to the others he's going to get lucky with her tonight, but then their friend
And I'm gonna have to do this shit again because
needs to chill out. Meanwhile, in the cemetery,
the big credit is,
from his grave, ready to crash Tommy's
I think the 30 credit bonus is doing it without being veiled.
The kid's house for the performance of
And as y'all can see, I've been veiled a lot, so.
They play pool and skipping dresses while Tommy rambles on about video games. Vinny hands him a cookie, and the birthday boy takes it, munching on the treat. But when he asks for it back, the kid tells him he ate the whole thing. The boys laugh and reveal that he's just ate the equivalent of 40
Nice to give you a better gun.
Jeez. Completely out of his mind. Later, he spots Kate arriving at the party and notices Tommy is completely lost in space. He goes over to ask if he's alright, mentioning that his crush just came. Kate walks over to say hi, and Vinny leaves them alone. She tells him that the party is absolutely packed, but instantly notices that Tommy is stoned. He pretends not to be and thanks him for coming. Spilling her drink on the floor, she tells him that he just missed the kid by an inch. Misunderstanding, Tommy admits that he missed her too, now realizing that he just made the cringiest mistake of his life. The party rages on through the night, with everyone getting ridiculously drunk. The boys watch as Mary starts dancing with her friend, and Vinny goes over to her to make his move on the girl, with Richie acting as his wingman. In another room, Tommy continues talking with his crush, but that's when Kate's boyfriend interrupts them. He suggests that Tommy go hang out with his friends, but she insists that he stay and keep talking. Suddenly, the birthday boy turns his head and spots a clown running towards him with a knife. Terrified, the kid freaks out and runs off, now realizing that it's one of the bullies in a costume. His friends run over to make sure he's alright, scolding the kid for making a terrible prank. That's when a fight breaks out, and the partygoers run inside to see what's going on, now realizing that a real killer clown is about to cause havoc. Okay, all of the teenagers have taken over, and Tommy has completely lost control of the situation. Is going to show up at any minute, and all of Tommy's friends are going to regret not having taken Stitches seriously. At this point, the only thing Tommy can do is try to protect himself and his friends by using supernatural protective tools to guard them from the crazy killer undead clown. It's tough to know how to approach protecting the house from Stitches because we know that he's a supernatural being, but we don't know what kind. If it were me, I would like to call it a
boom, you sons of bitches.
Being Stitches is, and find the right spell or item to protect the house and everyone in it. Garlic wards off vampires and silver bullets kill werewolves, but one kills a murderous clown that's risen from the dead. At his core, even though he's a clown, Stitches can be classified as a demon. Demons are commonly defined as malevolent supernatural entities and have shown up in almost every religion and every society since the Paleolithic period. Since that time, it's also been extremely common for people that believe in these mythologies and religions to wear or place protective symbols to ward off these demons. Since the mythology about demons has spread far and wide, choosing which one will be accurate in this situation is nearly impossible to pin down with total accuracy. But since the clown cult is an Ireland, it's best to assume that the demon has some link to Gaelic mythology. There also just so happens to be a trickster demon in Gaelic mythology that shows up to scare children into good behavior called the Bullock, that could be seen as an early version of a demon like Stitches. For this reason, to help protect Tommy and his friends, he should place the Celtic shield knot all over his house. The shield knot is an ancient Celtic symbol of protection that was used for ritual protect and heal people from death, to warding off evil spirits. It was even rumored that the shield knot would protect warriors during battle, and was placed on their armor. The knot itself usually has 4 clear corners, and has no beginning or end. Drawing different versions of the knot itself isn't impossible, and should be easy enough for Tommy to pull off in time to ward off Stitches. Since he doesn't have that much time, Tommy should use any household objects like Sharpies.
Get off me.
Spray paint to draw them all over the house, and on his friend's clothing to keep Stitches away. It's important to take protective measures like this because it requires very little effort, and if it works, the upside is huge. However, if we discover that these Celtic knots aren't enough to protect us, then we're going to need a plan B for when things start to get violent. Killing a supernatural creature that's risen from the dead is not an easy thing to do, but if we're thinking outside of the box, there might be one workaround here. Instead of focusing on killing him, I would target his limbs. If the man can't walk or swing his arms, then he's going to be a lot less threatening, and if we're able to move on their well.
Ya bitch.
He locked them up in separate rooms, so they can't cause any more damage. Successfully attacking a demon clown still isn't an easy thing to do, but if we have a good strategy, we'll all have a much better chance of surviving. Bulger argues with the bully clown and his girlfriend to
nothing
the
left.
party now. Embarrassed, Tommy here storms out of the
Oh
house.
man.
The girl climbs up to make sure that he's alright, and
that's not
remembers that they
open,
used
I
to
know
come up
that.
here when they were kids, looking through the telescope before
Damn, I didn't find the last one.
house. Tommy admits that he was looking at the graveyard late at night and spotted the girl's lights on. He noticed that she was looking mad while talking on the phone, but Kate here questions why he was looking at her. He explains what happened on the night of Stitch's funeral and reveals that he saw a clown ritual happening in the crypt. The kid feels like a freak for saying any of this, but Kate comforts him by mentioning that everyone who was at the party turned out weird. Tommy shows her the research that he's been doing ever since to prove that what he saw in the tower was real. He reveals that clowns have been around for centuries, but he never found anything that could prove he wasn't crazy. Looking at this picture, Tommy explains that clowns had to paint their face on an egg in a ritual called the Spiritus Singularis, and he's got no idea this information will save his life. Meanwhile, the fake clown rushes into the toilet, desperate to relieve himself, and fails to find the zipper for his costume, wetting himself straight through his giant shoes, with no idea that Stitches
sucks.
The bully wraps the top half of his costume around himself and walks out into the hallway when he hears someone call his name, but finds no one there. Stepping outside, he walks over to the railing and wrings out the urine from his underwear. He tries his best, but suddenly the real clown calls out to him and walks over to the kid and takes it out before ripping his ear off. The bully tries to fight back, but his arm is
let me see if I got enough.
Stitches
I
teases him
got
and tells
enough.
the boy that he's about to witness a bloodbath. Hearing the kid plead for him to stop,
Again,
Stitches sticks his entire
if
arm
you're
to his
new
mouth, pulling out
to the
a blade
game
from inside of him.
and you have not played the new war,
Kills him instantly, making that one victim down with 6.
please,
He walks back
spoiler
to the
alert,
house, noticing the bully sitting by Tommy's
come back later.
She scolds the girl for her silly prank. While
This is
staring
definitely gonna be a
at Stitches,
aw, man.
hiding in his
What is it? How much I got?
Mentioning that
90?
Kate has been hanging around too
I
many
need
times.
90.
Furious, the girl headbutts the bully and walks back into the house. Meanwhile,
Yeah, that's not really
the
a
killer
good
clown
one.
finds Bulger eating a can of beans by himself. Thinking that it's his friend, the kid calls him out,
could I
but
get the
realizes
weapon?
this isn't the bully in a costume.
Yeah.
The clown rushes at him,
Wait.
grabbing the boy from behind, and brutally
What
cuts his
shard
head with
do
a
we
can
have?
opener. The man rips the skin off his scalp and tears it open. He then
The
scoops
red
part of the
one,
boy's
the
brain
red
from his
one,
head
the
and
red
pours it
one,
into a
red one.
plastic tub, making that 2 victims down with 5 more to go. The clown walks out of the pantry and sneaks up the staircase to ambush his next victim. Vinny here continues
What is
flirting
it?
with the farm
Rescue.
girl while she cries about how she used to be fat. The others walk up to them and ask what's going on, with the guy mentioning that he has magical powers that can make her aroused with only his mind.
Come back.
Vinny slowly moves his hands closer to the girl before touching her and running up the staircase, with Mary chasing after him. In the treehouse, Tommy watches from his telescope as the pair get ready for a night of lovemaking, but suddenly spots the killer clown waving at him. Meanwhile, the bully's girlfriend walks into the attic, thinking Paul is up here, and discovers too late that it's a different person. She's pushed onto the bed, and the clown is about to stab the girl with an umbrella, but Sarah sticks her heel into Stitch's neck. It doesn't kill him, and Stitches pulls it out to reveal that his skin has instantly regenerated. The bully's girlfriend rolls off the bed and runs away.
Almost
but it's
forgot.
too late. Stitches throws his killer umbrella.
I need to level up my sword.
Making that 3 victims down with 4 more to go. Okay, Stitches here has come back with a vengeance. Not only is he killing kids left and right, but he also appears to regenerate when he's harmed or injured.
Shit,
This
what's
makes
happening?
physically harming him very difficult, especially since he bounces back so quickly. The one good thing about this situation is that Stitches has come back as a physical entity, and although he has the supernatural strength to rip people's ears off and grow back skin, he has a physical body and walks around as he moves from place to place. This means that he can be trapped even if he can't be outright killed. If it were me, I would attempt to capture Stitches and dismember him until I'm able to figure out a way to kill him.
Oh,
At this
wait a
point,
minute.
I would have to convince my friends that something supernatural is happening.
The
And
hell is
because
going
there
on?
were 3 dead bodies strewn across the house, it would be crazy for the other students in the school to want to stay there, or for my friends not to believe. I would try to get everyone out of the house immediately, and only keep people there that
What
believe
the
and want to
hell
help capture
is
Stitches.
happening?
Calling the police would be an initial instinct when someone has been killed, but it wouldn't make any sense in the situation because they wouldn't be able to kill or protect me from Stitches either. By banding together with Kate and Vinny, one of us can use ourselves as bait to lure him into a bedroom, while the other 2 chop him from within. Tommy probably doesn't have a net just lying around, so once Stitches follows Kate or Vinny into a bedroom, he will have to improvise with something like a sheet or comforter and throw it over Stitches while he is caught off guard. Tommy, Kate, and Vinny would then have to act quickly and use the sharpest objects in the house to rip Stitches up into
Okay,
small
what
pieces
is going
that he
on?
can
We're
harvest.
lagging.
The most ideal tool would be a chainsaw from
We
someone.
are lagging big time.
It's unlikely Tommy has this laying around. However, we do know that there are already kitchen knives that have killed him before. I would first try to chop off his arms and decapitate him, and put them in separate bags and rooms to keep them from each other so they cannot relatch to Stitch's torso. Destroying Stitch's head by lighting it on fire or putting it in a blender seems like the most logical way to completely destroy him, and keep him from coming back to life for as long as possible. The goal here is to pulverize and damage him even though I know he will regenerate, so Tommy can buy himself more time to realize he needs to go to the mausoleum and break Stitch's
Do I have to reset? I might have to reset. I don't know what the hell is happening.
Tommy rushes back to his house to alert the partygoers that they need to leave now or else. The boys don't believe a word he's saying and make fun of the ancients.
Yeah.
Frustrated, he throws a rock at the bedroom window where Vinny is occupied, and when his friend pops his head out, warns him that the house isn't safe to be inside. The boy insists that he'll be out in 5 minutes and heads back to bed.
We're glitched, people. I'm froze.
Demanding that they leave now. Kate tells him the bully is only wearing a costume, while her boyfriend